All right, this is SSL Family Dad with Simple Sustainable Living here with little Summer, and today we're making homemade ice cream. So we have recently started making our own homemade ice cream. We've got a few batches under our belt and we've been extremely happy with the result. We've been addicted to this stuff. So with goat's milk coming in a few months and things like that, we're trying to think of ways we can incorporate the things that we're producing here on the farm, including our eggs and possibly goat's milk, into making homemade items. One of the things we can do is make homemade ice cream. This is a very simple recipe. You can tailor this to any flavor additives, really. You can do all kinds of different things. I'm going to show you how to make a mint chocolate chip today, but this will also work for vanilla as well, and any other flavorings you want to add to it. And it does require an ice cream maker. Now, ice cream makers are everywhere. They're like bread making machines. You can go to any Goodwill, Salvation Army resale shop, and they're going to have one of these things. This one's probably from the 70s or 80s. It was old, still in the box. I got it for $5 at the resale shop. Trust me, they're everywhere. We've seen them every time we've been to resale shops. They always have them. The recipe we're going to be using today is very simple, and it's probably things that you already have around the house, with the exception of maybe the ice cream maker salt. And I'll talk a little bit about that. So let's dig in and show you what we need to get started. Alright, so this recipe does call for eggs. There are actually raw eggs in it. 6 raw eggs will be used. Some people I know are sensitive to that, but it works out really well. It's all frozen and of course safe. These are our eggs right from our farm. You are also going to need sugar, about 2.5 cups of sugar. We are going to be making mint chocolate chip here today, so we'll use some chocolate chips and some peppermint oil, some essential oil. You could use peppermint extract, peppermint flavoring or whatever, and any kind of chocolate chips, or of course you can leave this right out if you're just making vanilla. We also do add vanilla extract in this recipe for the mint chocolate chip. Of course, if you're just making vanilla ice cream, you would just use this as flavoring, and you could use any other type of flavoring. You can use maple syrup, you could use whatever else you want to put in it. You can add to this recipe. This is just kind of a base, and you can make it to however you want. 2 cans of the sweetened condensed milk. We use whole milk, so you don't need any heavy cream or anything like that with this recipe, which is nice. You're going to use a very little bit of salt, and you also need this ice cream salt. Now, you can use probably any kind of rock salt or coarse salt. This is specifically for ice cream makers. It's super cheap. You probably could use sidewalk salt, to be honest with you, any kind of rock salt like that. I've tried using just table salt, and you can do that, but it doesn't work quite as well. You need a lot more of it, and it doesn't quite get the ice cream as creamy and frozen as the actual rock salt does. So this is everything that we need to get started. So let's go ahead and get some things mixed together. All right, Summer's going to start by cracking some eggs.
I need to make the hole bigger. Ooh.
All right, we got any shells in there?
No.
Nice job, looks good. All right, so this recipe does call for 6 total cups of milk, but 6 cups won't fit in my mixer, so I'm just going to put 3 in here now. And then I'm going to add my eggs. All right, so we're going to add 1 tablespoon of the vanilla extract. If you're just doing vanilla, flavoring only, you'd want to add 2 tablespoons here. But since we're making mint chocolate chip, we just need a little of that vanilla. And for the peppermint extract, or the peppermint essential oil, using doTERRA oils here, we're going to use 10 drops. Just a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and I just refilled those 2 cans of the sweetened condensed milk with hot water, just to help get the rest of that out of there, and filling both those back up and pouring them in here. So this recipe does call for 2.5 cups of sugar. You can use whatever kind of sugar you want. I'm using a mixture of pure cane sugar and regular white sugar. You could put a little less sugar in here if you wanted to also. It is pretty sweet, but we'll stick with the 2.5 cups here. All right, so the ice cream maker is super simple. It comes with this outer kind of container here with a spout on it. This is where your excess water is going to drain out as you are making the ice cream. It has the metal insert that kind of sits right here in the middle. That's where we're going to be adding all of our ingredients, and then has the paddle that fits down in there once we get our ingredients put in. So first thing I'm going to do is add the last 3 cups of milk. And then we're going to add the rest of our ice cream mixture here. And I'll add about a cup or so of chocolate chips. These are little chocolate chips. These seem to work pretty good. And because the mixture's cold, they won't melt or anything. Okay, then we're going to add the paddle. Just fits right down in the center. The lid. This actually locks in place. And then the motor will go on top, which also locks in place. And then you come over here and shake it around. Alright, so now we're going to add some of the salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle a layer around, and we're just going to keep adding layers of salt and ice. And all the salt does, the salt actually lowers the freezing point of the water, so it allows the water around that ice cream to get colder than 32 degrees, and that allows it to freeze the ice cream. As that paddle moves around in that thing, it keeps the ice cream from freezing solid into a block, and it keeps it really creamy, moving all around, mixed all up, so you end up with a creamy kind of frozen ice cream when you're done. It works really well. So I'm going to continue to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and start this machine. Now, the way this works is it doesn't have an on-off switch. We just plug it in and we let it run. Now it's going to run until it struggles, till that ice cream gets so thick in there that it can no longer turn, and the motor will actually stop. That's just how it's designed. All right, let's get this fired up, make some ice cream. Alright, looks like we're done. Alright, so we'll get this pulled out of here. Alright, let's open this up and give it a taste. How's it taste?
Good.
Is it good? So when it first comes out, it's a little bit loose still, and so we want to get it right into the freezer. It'll kind of solidify this right up. But man, is this good ice cream. So this is my job.
It's like the little thing.
Oh, that's good. So we'll just take this whole thing, put the lid right back on, and this will just be our ice cream container. We'll just put this right in the freezer and store it and eat it right out of this. But man, is this some good ice cream. This is our favorite recipe. We've done a few others, but I don't even like mint chocolate chip, but man, is this good. A lot of chocolate chips in there too, it's awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed the quick ice cream making tutorial here. I'll go ahead and put a description of the exact ingredients and recipe and all that stuff, and you can adjust this and change it up a little bit. You can use sweetened condensed milk, or you can use evaporated milk. You can use a little less whole milk, and you can add a little bit of water. You can tweak it a little bit. The original recipe only called for 4 eggs. I put 6 in. We have a lot of chickens here. We have a lot of eggs. You can flavor this with maple syrup, honey, any other ice cream flavor you can think of. You can throw in there and make this your own. So the base recipe is the same though, and man, what a great recipe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this today. I know we will enjoy this bit of ice cream that we get to eat now for a little while here. It'll be gone all too quickly though. So as always guys, thumbs up on the video. Throw some comments down below. What do you think of the homemade ice cream? And grab yourself an ice cream maker. They're super cheap and found everywhere, because what happens, people buy them and then they don't use them. Buy one and use it. It's a great way to make yourself some awesome homemade ice cream. So as always guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.